Welcome back, everyone. I'm here. I got to see Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. So I'm going to do a review of Oppenheimer. As usual, let's start with the cast. All right. We have Cillian Murphy, Florence Pugh. Big fan of hers, by the way. Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Rami Malek, Jack Quaid, Matt Damon, Josh Hartnett. I'm not even going to pretend to try and announce this guy's name, so I'm going to put his picture here. Love that guy. He played Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad. Gary Oldman, Casey Affleck, Dane DeHaan, Alex Wolff, Kenneth Branagh, Matthew Modine, Tony Goodwin, Scott Grimes, Tom Conti as the great Albert Einstein. This cast is a cinephile's wet dream. I'm not kidding. This is an amazing cast. This is one of the best casts I've seen in a while. All together, so. By now, we all know what it's about. J. Robert Oppenheimer created the atomic bomb. He helped. It was his everything. It's his story. How he got it going, the aftermath. Robert Downey Jr. played Louis Strauss. He's the one that accused Oppenheimer of being a communist after the fact. Had his security clearance taken away. All because he feels that Oppenheimer disrespected him 6 years ago. This entire thing was because he held a grudge over 6 years ago. So, there is one part of the movie that kind of. Okay, at one point, Oppenheimer goes to see Strauss. He sees Albert Einstein by the pond. So he goes to talk to him, stuff like that. And on the way back, Albert Einstein kind of ignores Robert Downey Jr. So that's where it all started. He thinks he turned all the scientists against me. But we don't know what they talked about till later. So, by the pond. A little while later in the movie, Oppenheimer takes a math formula to Einstein. Remember, a little bit later in the movie. Formula. So near the end of the movie, where Strauss thinks he turned all the scientists against him, we hear what they talked about by the pond. They talked about, by the pond, they talked about the formula that he brought to him, which didn't happen till later in the movie. That's the only part of the movie that kind of. But that didn't happen till after the pond. Anyway, it's not really a big deal. We got to see a lot of stuff. We got to see some. Oppenheimer was kind of a womanizer. I did get into that, but absolutely brilliant man. I've had some heroes in my life, like Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, Oppenheimer. I don't know why. Just those are the. I would love to be that smart. I'm not. I'm just being honest. Like, these three people were absolutely brilliant. And the thing is, Albert Einstein's so revered. I keep forgetting that he was just alive last century. I don't know, hard to explain him the way my mind works, I guess. But this was all the way through the conception. They built the town, everything. They brought their families. It's one thing I found weird. Every time I showed Oppenheimer's kids, they were crying and screaming every single time. Like, wow, I felt bad for them. The great Emily Blunt, Rami Malek. I was very happy to see him. Very happy to see Casey Affleck, Josh Hartnett. Just I recognize Josh Hartnett. Like, that looks like Josh Hartnett, but it don't look like Josh Hartnett. But it is. So this movie was just absolutely amazing. It was 3 hours long. 3 hours, we know, 3 hours. I went in thinking this is either going to be the longest 3 hours of my life or it's going to fly by. It flew by. It really did. I did not feel like I was sitting there for 3 hours. I was mesmerized by this story because I've admired Oppenheimer, but I didn't know a lot about him and his regret of being involved in the making of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. It was originally intended to be used on Germany, but by the time he finished, Germany was done. Japan. So, it was just such a great movie. Now, I admit it's not going to be for everybody. Not everybody wants to sit there for 3 hours. Not everybody cares about history. They just want to go to a movie, have fun, enjoy themselves, and not think about, holy shit. Like, when they tested the atomic bombs and stuff, and then make it bigger. And it was just such. I don't know how to. Like, Christopher Nolan's made some good movies. We can't deny that. He's made some good movies. He's made some really good movies. In my opinion, Oppenheimer should forever be known as Christopher Nolan's masterpiece. That's how I'm gonna view it for the rest of my life. This is Christopher Nolan's masterpiece. This is the movie that should be played when we lose Christopher Nolan. This is the movie right here. If you've seen Oppenheimer, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Whether they're good or bad, agree, disagree. Like I said, I love the movies. I'm not gonna go through every aspect of the movie because I want you to watch it. But there are little things that just wow, such great performances. Every performance in this movie was spot on to the point where I lost myself in their world. So the 3 hours did fly by. Very well done. Very happy that I did get it in my theater. This is one of the best movies I've watched since I started reviewing movies. Now, I didn't review every single movie I've watched since I started doing this, but some. Now, I've given 5 Willows to other movies before for different reasons. I'm going to give this movie 5 Willows because it's a damn masterpiece. That's right. That's all. That's 5. There's no denying it. I will be watching this again. I'm going to buy it when it comes out. I'll watch the special features. I'll do all of that just to see like a little bit of details that I may have missed because I was so caught up in it. So that's my review of the amazing Oppenheimer, people. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, remember to like, hit that subscribe button, come back and see me. Thanks, everybody.